American Pickers fans furious over unexpected schedule change as season 24 ratings plummet without Frank Fritz. Hello everyone, welcome back to my another video. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. American Pickers fans have slammed the History Channel for making unexpected schedule changes amid floundering ratings. After Frank Fritz was removed from the show, viewers stopped tuning in, and the show has been struggling ever since. Your info will be used in accordance with our. Rather than air a new episode on Tuesday, American Pickers ran a rerun. The last new episode aired on History Channel on August 23. Viewers who had been eager to tune into an all-new episode of the show. The network hadn't announced plans to air an old episode again, leaving fans unhappy. More Pickers news. On Facebook, critics replied to a post featuring a preview of the show. One wrote, "We are thinking the same thing. Why does it say this is a new episode?" A second critic commented, "Another best of episode is not new. It's literally the opposite of new." Someone else wondered, "Why wasn't there a show tonight? Frank's return?" American Pickers fans have been begging the network to bring Frank back. Shortly after his shock firing, the TV personality suffered some major health setbacks. He had a major stroke that forced him to spend a significant amount of time in a facility recovering. Still, viewers are eager to see him back on the show, and it looks like they may get their wish. Frank is reportedly in talks to return to American Pickers 1 year after he suffered a stroke. A source told the U.S. Sun exclusively, "I don't know why he wouldn't return to the show. He could go back to the show, maybe. He watches the new episodes. He'll laugh about it. Got to find something on there to razz them about. He'll tell them about it." The insider added that when it came down to Frank being fired from the show, it wasn't that big of a deal. The source said, "He came home after filming and said, 'I think I'm going to be done for a while. I think he had a burnout. His back surgery was major. Whatever decision came down, it came down. Frank had a stroke, now he has to do what he has to do. And Mike and Robbie and the show do what they have to do." The source maintained that there is no bad blood between Frank and any of his former co-stars. They alleged, "People on the show, the crew, Mike and Robbie, there is no bad blood. The crew comes to see him. They keep in touch. They come to see him when they're in town. They all get together. It's a good time. They're just buddies, and the conversation is what it always was. Those guys are crazy about picking and finding stuff, so that's the conversation." Although Frank's return is possible, the insider confessed, "I don't know that he wants to. Frank's excited." He last appeared on the History Channel show during a March 2020 episode. Frank left the show to recover from back surgery that left him with 185 stitches and 2 rods in his spine. During his break from the show, Frank shed 65 pounds and entered himself into rehab to be treated for an alcohol addiction. He stayed for 77 days. Frank revealed a feud with his co-star Mike Wolfe during a 2021 interview with the U.S. Sun. The beloved star said at the time, "I haven't talked to Mike in 2 years. He knew my back was messed up, but he didn't call me up and ask how I was doing. That's just how it is. The show is tilted towards him 1000%. I can't even bend that far down to show you how much. That's fine. It's like you've got Aerosmith and there's Steven Tyler and he's the frontman. I found my spot. I'm second and he's number 1 on the show. That's no problem with me. Maybe he does have a problem." He confessed, "I think Mike wants to get his brother Robbie in there to replace me. I don't know why he's behaving like that towards me." For years, American Pickers has captivated audiences with its unique blend of treasure hunting and Americana. The show, which originally aired on the History Channel in 2010, quickly garnered a dedicated fan base, becoming a staple of reality television. At the core of the show were its charismatic hosts, Mike Wolfe and Frank Fritz, who traveled across the United States in search of rare and valuable items, uncovering hidden gems in barns, attics, and recent changes to the show have left fans furious, and the ratings for American Pickers have taken a significant hit. At the heart of the controversy lies the absence of Frank Fritz, who has been a fan favorite since the show's inception. As season 24 unfolds, American Pickers is facing a tough challenge as its loyal audience expresses their discontent over an unexpected schedule change, a shift in the show's dynamics, and the growing tension surrounding Fritz's departure. The legacy of American Pickers. When American Pickers first premiered, it brought a fresh perspective to the reality TV genre. Unlike other shows that focused on competitions or dramatic conflicts, American Pickers tapped into a passion for history, antiques, and the thrill of the hunt. It struck a chord with viewers who were fascinated by the idea of finding valuable, often long-forgotten items that had a rich history behind them. The show's format was simple yet effective. Wolf and Fritz, both experienced antique dealers, traveled across America in their iconic van, the Barn Find, seeking out unique objects that could be sold for a profit or added to their personal collections. Their rapport and friendship were central to the show's appeal, with fans tuning in not just to watch them pick, but to enjoy the camaraderie between the two hosts. For years, the duo was the heart of the series. Frank Fritz's role in American Pickers. Frank Fritz wasn't just a co-host on American Pickers, he was a key figure in its success. Known for his down-to-earth personality, quirky humor, and deep knowledge of antiques, Fritz quickly became a fan favorite. He had a knack for finding hidden treasures and was often the first to get excited about a potential discovery. His energy and enthusiasm infectious. Fritz's role as the picker complemented Mike Wolf's more business-savvy approach. While Wolf often focused on making deals and turning a profit, Fritz was the one who appreciated the historical significance of the objects they discovered. His passion for history and his deep connection to the objects he unearthed made him relatable to viewers, who saw him as someone who truly cared about preserving the past. For many, Frank Fritz was just as essential to American Pickers as Mike Wolf. Together, they were a dynamic duo whose personalities and skills made the show what it was. The shocking absence of Frank Fritz. In 2020, fans were shocked when Frank Fritz announced that he would be stepping away from the show, citing health issues as the primary reason for his departure. While many fans were sympathetic, others were disappointed and confused by the sudden change. After all, Fritz had been such an integral part of American Pickers that it was difficult to imagine the show without him. The absence of Frank Fritz became even more pronounced in the subsequent seasons. The chemistry that made the show so entertaining seemed to dissipate, and viewers began to notice a shift in the dynamics between Mike Wolf and the new co-hosts who had replaced Fritz. While the new hosts brought their own talents to the show, none of them were able to replicate the magic that Fritz had with Wolf. Schedule changes and viewer discontent. As if Fritz's absence wasn't enough, American Pickers also began to make unexpected changes to its airing schedule. Fans who had grown accustomed to watching the show on a regular basis found themselves disappointed as episodes became more sporadic. The once consistent airings were replaced by an erratic schedule that seemed to have little rhyme or reason behind it. This sudden shift frustrated viewers, who took to social media to voice their concerns. Many fans complained that the inconsistent schedule made it difficult for them to keep up with the show. For a program that had once been a reliable source of entertainment, the schedule changes felt like a betrayal to the loyal fan base that had supported the show for over a decade. And backlash. The changes to American Pickers did not go unnoticed, and the backlash from fans was swift and loud. Social media platforms, fan forums, and review sites were flooded with complaints about the absence of Frank Fritz and the altered schedule. For many, the loss of Fritz was more than just a change in co-hosts. It felt like the soul of the show had been ripped out. Fans expressed their frustration with the decision to continue without Fritz, arguing that his absence had caused the show to lose its charm. Some even threatened to stop watching altogether, while others demanded that Fritz be brought back in some capacity, whether as a co-host or in a guest role. The passion of the fan base was clear, and it was evident that the show had lost its magic without Fritz. The ratings plummet. As fan discontent grew, so too did the drop in the show's ratings. When Frank Fritz was part of the show, American Pickers consistently garnered solid ratings. However, in season 24, the ratings took a noticeable dive. Viewers who had once tuned in religiously began to turn away, leaving American Pickers with a much smaller audience than in previous seasons. The ratings decline became a major talking point among industry insiders, who began to question whether the show could continue without its original chemistry. Some speculated that the show's focus on the relationship between Wolf and Fritz had been a key factor in its success, and without that connection, the show struggled to maintain its appeal. The loss of a fan-favorite personality like Fritz had clearly taken a toll. Impact of Frank Fritz's departure on show dynamics. The departure of Frank Fritz had a profound effect on the dynamics of the show. While Mike Wolf remained the face of American Pickers, the absence of his longtime partner left a noticeable void. The camaraderie that had once defined the show was gone, replaced by a more subdued energy that failed to capture the same level of excitement. In an effort to fill the gap left by Fritz, American Pickers introduced new co-hosts, including Danielle Colby and others, but none of them were able to replicate the unique chemistry that Fritz had with Wolf. Viewers were quick to point out that the new hosts, while talented in their own right, lacked the dynamic relationship that had made the show so endearing. Additionally, many fans felt that the focus of the show had shifted. Where American Pickers had once been about the thrill of the hunt and the discovery of hidden treasures, it now seemed to be more about the personalities of the hosts, without the deep connection that had made the show feel authentic. The future of American Pickers without Frank Fritz. The future of American Pickers remains uncertain. While the show has managed to continue without Frank Fritz, it's clear that the audience is not as invested as they once were. Fans continue to call for Fritz's return, and it's unclear whether the show can recover its previous success without him. Some have speculated that the network might make changes to the show's format or introduce new elements to reignite interest. Others have suggested that bringing Fritz back, at least in a limited capacity, could help restore some of the magic that made American Pickers a hit in the first place. However, with ratings continuing to plummet and fan discontent at an all-time high, the show's future is up in the air. Whether American Pickers can regain its former glory remains to be seen, but one thing is clear: the absence of Frank Fritz has left a lasting impact on the show and its audience. Comparing the show's the extent of the changes that have occurred since Frank Fritz's departure, it's important to look at how American Pickers has evolved over the years. The show that once felt like a heartwarming, genuine exploration of American history has now become more of a routine treasure hunt, lacking the spark that made it special. Fans who tuned in for the dynamic between Wolf and Fritz now find themselves questioning whether the show can continue without that essential chemistry. Behind the scenes of the show, the production of American Pickers has likely faced its own set of challenges in the wake of Fritz's departure. While the show remains a reality series at heart, it's clear that the chemistry between the hosts is an essential ingredient in its success. The loss of a key player like Fritz has undoubtedly affected the overall feel of the show, and it's likely that the producers and network are grappling with how to maintain the show's relevance. The role of the network in the controversy. The role of the network in this controversy cannot be ignored. As the decision-makers behind the show, the network has been tasked with managing the transition after Fritz's departure. Some fans have criticized the network for not doing more to address the absence of Fritz and for allowing the show's schedule to become inconsistent. Others have questioned whether the network is fully aware of the impact that these changes are having on the show's fan base. What's next for American Pickers? As American Pickers moves forward without Frank Fritz, the question remains, can the show survive? The once popular series has lost a significant portion of its audience, and it will take a great deal of effort to win them back. Whether that means bringing Fritz back, altering the format, or finding new ways to engage viewers, one thing is certain: American Pickers will need to evolve if it hopes to maintain its place in the reality TV landscape. The departure of Frank Fritz and the subsequent drop in ratings have left American Pickers in a precarious position. Fans are vocal in their displeasure, and the show's future remains uncertain. As the series continues without its beloved co-host, the hope remains that the magic of the past can be recaptured. Until then, American Pickers is left grappling with the fallout of its changes, trying to find a way to move forward while staying true to what made it great in the first place. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, America Trends 24, and stay with us.